Another force feeding starts right now. So up to this point, ever since I've had my first job, they've all been very lucky. My very first job was referral based, right? A friend of mine said, hey, come work for me. So I'd work for them, and then another friend would come along and say, hey, I'll pay you better if you come work with me. So I'll go work with them. And then it just kept going and going and going, which is fine. It's worked up to this point. Even my trucking job was referral based. A friend of mine worked in the trucking business and said, hey, you can make more money if you come in here. So I did, and that's where I've been up to this point. So I was hoping that with this health business, it would be kind of the same way, that it would just be another step up. Apparently, entrepreneur is a little bit harder than I thought it was. It takes a little bit more effort, and so I'm not saying I'm quitting. I'm not saying that I can't do it. I'm just saying it takes a little more effort than I'm used to. So business is kind of slow from the beginning. I could go back to trucking, but if I go back to trucking, then I have absolutely no time for work, for other work, for building that business. So if I'm going to build that business, then I need to have the time to do it, and I can't do that in the trucking industry. I just can't. So I've got to find something else to do. I've got kids to feed. I've got a wife to feed. I've got bills to pay. So I can't just wait for that to happen. So some kind of supplemental income is going to have to happen. So I am working with Uber, and it's slowly building too. Some of that is trying to learn the clientele business, how the city operates, where all the people are. That's kind of an art in itself. So there's a bit of a learning curve from there. In the meantime, my pocketbook is kind of dropped. But I need to find a better job. Problem is that because everything was referral based, right, I don't have a lot of transferable skills. I can't say that I have X years of experience doing this or that or anything. I have 30-something years of experience being lucky is what it boils down to. And you know, like I said, I could go back to trucking. It would be very easy. But if I do that, I can't move anywhere. I can't do anything, and I can't help build the business. I just have no time, and my health just couldn't afford it either. So what am I going to do? So I essentially, you know, had to think about it and go through my FO.R.C.E Fed, right? Follow one course until successful. What is my focus? Where do I want to be? So I had to think really, really, really hard. Yes, I want to lose weight. Yes, I want to race an ultra. But also, what do I want to be? I mean, who do I want to be? I can't make a living just getting healthy, or I probably could. That's what I'm working on. But ultimately, where do I want to be? One thing that I came up with, well, after a lot of thought and whatever, is I really want to get into like advertising, more like communication, you know, mass communication, giving presentations, making commercials, that kind of stuff. I've always enjoyed editing film and creating film. I've never really had the time to do it or the resource. It's always been kind of on the back burner. But that's what ultimately I want to do. I want to be able to provide services where I can share messages. That's where I want to be. That is my focus. That is my... So how am I going to get there? There were some job openings that would offer a decent pay. I know I worked at Walmart/Sam's Club for a long time, and or before, you know, they have those computerized trainings and stuff, and then they have little sections there that says take this assessment to see if you can qualify to be a manager. And I took it and I aced the test. It was easy. The only reason I wasn't able to progress in that was that my boss was not able to pass the test, and I can't just climb over my boss on that ladder So I had to help her pass the test, but there were certain things that she just didn't agree with ethically or personally. And so she was struggling with trying to pass that test. And I said, well, you know, it's not a matter of what you think, it's what they think. And that's how you're going to pass the test if you really want to get there. So anyways, my point is I could have gone that route, and there were a couple other ideas that were running through my mind, but I decided to go to the Broadmoor because in a hotel, specifically in a luxury hotel, there are a lot of different departments within the hotel. There's, you know, especially with a big conference room hotel, so you have staff who set up the conferences and conventions, which is where I'm going to be working. There are staff, you know, you have housekeeping staff, which is something I've done before. You know, you have concierge, you have your front desk, you have grounds maintenance, you have so many departments in so many different fields, right? You have your AV department who handles all those technical things. You have your IT department. You have, you know, cooks and wait staff. You have everybody. Golf course, especially with this luxury hotel, they have a spa, they have a fitness center, they have everything, right? So there's all kinds of room with lateral movement. And with this Broadmoor, I've learned they have a department specifically in the human resources, specifically for trying to advance up, so that they can hire from within. If there's an opening and you qualify, they will help you to become qualified to work in different departments. And they have their own training and everything. So that's one of the reasons I decided to go to the hotel business, because even if I get started at minimum wage, this is going to be tough too. It is minimum wage, so I'm going to have to step up with Uber and Lyft, try to make some more money. This is a huge pay cut. I mean, I was making quite a bit with trucking, and I stopped it because it wasn't getting me where I needed to be. So anyways, so I picked the hotel business because I'm starting from ground zero. I have no transferable skills, but I know that with my background that I have personally, I can make that shine and rise up the ranks fairly quickly, I believe. So this will help me move, and when I can't move up, I can move sideways and find my own way, like little Donkey Kong, you know, when you just can't go up the ladder, so you go up to the end of the thing and then you can go back up to the next level. And you know, there are several different ways, but so that's my plan, and that's what I'm doing. Today was orientation. It was really neat. I got to learn about the history of Colorado Springs, specifically how the Broadmoor Hotel was started, and the concept behind it, and the guy who started it, and all that kind of stuff. And then learned a lot about what the atmosphere and the environment, the mission of the Broadmoor, and all that kind of stuff. And it was pretty neat. I'm pretty excited to work. Like I said, it's a huge pay cut, so that part I'm a little bummed about. But when I see past the struggle, you know, what I'm trying to accomplish, it helps me, gives me that reassurance of why I'm there. It reminds me of why I'm there. And so I'm willing to bear through that. I just have to work a second job, you know, just step up the Uber game so that I can still feed the kids while I'm improving myself. This is going to be the struggle part. I don't know if there's any other part-time jobs in Colorado Springs that pay very well with very little experience. Hit me up, comment below, let me know. I'm also on Facebook, ForceFeed Nutrition. Feel free to look me up. I'm on Instagram. I don't really use Instagram as much, except as a passageway to lure people to my Facebook page. That's been my primary source of social media, so just to let you know. Anyways, that's where I'm at. That's today. and I will talk to you tomorrow. Bye.